Hello guys, so welcome back to the channel. And yeah, this is a video. This video is coming after a very long time, from I guess after 1 year or so. So today we will be talking about the interview experience for ThoughtWorks on campus for 2021, which was a virtual recruitment drive in our college. So without wasting time, let's get started, man. So Ansuman, let's get started by introducing ourselves. Okay, so let me give you guys a brief about Ansuman. So he is Ansuman Dubey, I guess. Yeah, Dubey. So Ansuman Dubey, he is my batchmate. So Ansuman, can we have a small introduction about you?
Okay, so my name is Anshuman Dubey. I am from the same college as Shubham, and we both got placed recently in ThoughtWorks, and I'm happy to be here.
Okay, and those who don't know me, so I am Subham Kumar, and I have been studying computer science and engineering in Technom in Salt Lake, and that's it. I'm a software engineer. Both by profession and religion. Okay, so yeah, that is wholesome about me. Okay, so speaking about ThoughtWorks, so Ansuman, like, first of all, I would like to ask that how does it feel to be placed in ThoughtWorks? Like,
It feels amazing, not just because I finally got placed, but because I got placed in such a company that that I can see myself staying for more than a year or two. So that is something. I was hoping that whichever job I do, I will do it for a year and a half, and then I will leave until the bond expires. But here I don't have a bond, and I have a feeling that I will be staying for a lot longer than a year or two. So I'm happy with where I've got placed.
yeah, because ThoughtWorks, they give a lot of value to a newcomer also. Like that words I have heard from feedback. So yeah, like for me also, being in ThoughtWorks is like good to start for my career. And yeah, we will be having a lot more in my career, but yeah, this is a good place to start. So yeah, so coming to the first and most important thing is, what were the preparations that we took for ThoughtWorks interview preparation? So Ansuman, so let's start with you. So what did you prepare for?
Do I have to be honest, or can I just?
No, not let. No, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Okay, so I'm good at programming. I'm good at programming since quite some time. So programming was not something that I prepared, and
Okay.
and I have not. Well, I did prepare for the HR round a lot. I did not need to do that. I checked the 50 questions that are being that the HR can ask you, and the HR did not ask any questions. So I did that. For the technical round, I did not have much time because before that I had the Java coding round, and after 3 or 4 hours, no, not 3 or 4 hours, it ended at 12, and it ended at 11, and we had my technical round was at 4:30. So about after 5 hours, I had the interview. So I did not get any time to prepare, and I'm not someone who prepares in advance. Okay, when the ship is about to sink, then I will start learning to swim. Okay, so I did not prepare for, and it went well. It surprisingly went well.
Yeah, of course. So for me, it was a quite different. Rather than Ansuman, I actually did prepare some things because like the practical things, making softwares, developing things, CP kind of okay with. Means that part of mine was okay, but academically I didn't know anything. So it was like 1 week before ThoughtWorks, I am completing my BTech from first year, starting from data structures, algorithm, operating system, DBMS, OS. So yeah, and networking. So yeah, that was the week I prepared my academics. So rest of the things were okay. So I spent a lot of times on academics. So yeah, and that paid off actually, because my interview actually asked me from that networking and also stuff. So yeah, that actually paid off. So that was it. You want to add something regarding preparation?
Yeah, I want to say my interviewer asked which subject do you not like in college. So first I said economics, biology, constitution, environmental science, yes. And then no, subjects related to computer. I'm like, no, I like all the subjects related to computer, but yes, I don't like computer networking. And she was like, yes, that is what I was waiting for. I also do not like computer networking. So they did not ask me from networking.
Okay. So after we were done with our preparations, so let's move on to the process, the campus recruitment process which ThoughtWorks had. So first of all, we had a round at Hacker Earth, I guess. So it was in Hacker Earth or Hacker Rank?
Yeah, first Hacker Earth and second Hacker Rank.
Yeah. The first was, a mixed round of coding aptitude and, like the academics, like core computer science subjects. We had one Hacker Earth round, then we were shortlisted from there. Then again, we had a Hacker Rank round. Then after that, the results came after 1 day or so, right? The results came after 1 day or so. And then we were having the code pairing round. Okay. So in the code pairing round, it is like, Anshul, give it a brief.
Okay, so in the code pairing round, an interviewer comes and you get the question, and first of all, the interviewer asks you, what is your idea? How are you going to do this?
Approach,
so you basically need, what's your approach? And you need to either show how you'll connect objects and what your idea is. Considering OOP, you have to maintain in some form of inheritance or composition and create objects and work with objects to solve the problem. So initially they will ask that, and when they think that yes, your approach might work, then they will give you a go ahead, and then you start coding. And I think you get 1 hour.
Yeah, no, 1.5 hours.
I think you get 1 hour, and
I think it was 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours. Yes, 1.5 hours.
Yeah, it was 1.5 hours. So yeah, but like one thing which I would like to add is that in this round, rather than your program compiles or not, or your program executes or not, they focus more on OOPs, like how much human readable your code is. So they basically, like if you're making classes, like make it in different files and all such things. So like your code becomes more modular and readable. So this is the thing which I saw they were focusing on. So yeah, that's one thing. Other than that, like my program compiled successfully, and like after completing my code pairing round, I felt that I was rejected because my interviewer was like, this line is not required. This is why it is there. Remove this class, remove this function. So he just actually gone through my code like this, and he didn't even give me a single clue that he is happy with my code. so that was my code pairing round, and like it was like I was like ThoughtWorks gone. What is the next company? Gaya ThoughtWorks. Okay, so what was it about for you, Anshul?
Okay, so मैं शुरू में ही coding start कर दिया था. I basically created all the objects that I was thinking of, and as soon as they gave me the question, I started writing that, and then they asked me to tell the approach. So I shared my screen and showed my code, and they were like, "Why are you coding from the beginning?" And I'm like, "No, मैंने कोई logic नहीं लगाया. I'm just thinking about how the objects will be connected."
Thank you. You gave me the heads up. I didn't sort the codes in the starting. Yeah.
Okay, and then I started coding, and बीच में I think they came twice and they checked what I'm doing, and एक बार तो मतलब 15 मिनट के लिए they were there while I was coding, and when they were there I started saying कि okay, then I'm doing this and I'm doing, and then no, you don't need to explain, तुम code करो बस, ठीक है.
For me it was like, first they divided me into rooms, and when I entered the room it was like I am alone. So I was like, am I having some network glitch or there is something glitch? I left the room, I went back, I joined the meeting 3 times in that interval. I was like, what is happening? There is nobody here.
Did they not tell you to wait in the room?
Yeah, they told me to wait, but I thought there will be somebody with me inside the room. It was empty. I was alone, so I got scared, kind of thing. What is happening here? So and then they were coming and going, and kind of a thing they were doing. So that depends upon the interviewer, of course. So that was the code pairing round, and like my code compiled successfully, but I heard some people who cleared that round, their code actually didn't compile. Not execution is like far away thing, but their code didn't even compile, but still they got selected. So the main thing which they focus on is OOP. So that is more or less about code pairing round. Then coming to the technical interview. So Ansuman, you had the interview before me, so go ahead.
Okay, so
this guy is very lucky. He gets small interviews, like some fatafati interviews.
Yes. Arey, you know what question I was asked in the interview? To reverse a linked list. Okay, so it is an easy question, I know. So first approach क्या होगा? Stack में डाल के निकाल लो, हो गया, ठीक है? So मतलब initially you should always start with the simplest approach. पहले अपना hard approach मत देने लगना.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Yeah, and then they said ठीक है, इसका space complexity कितना है? तो O of n है, तो ठीक है, अब इसको O of 1 में. तो फिर मैं कोड भूल गया कैसे होता है. So I started from scratch, ठीक है. वो बोला कि पहले explain करो, तो मैं explain किया, explanation उनको अच्छा लगा, तो फिर बोले ठीक है कोड करो. कोड कर रहा था तो मैंने ये ध्यान नहीं दिया कि एक्सप्लेनेशन में आई वाज यूजिंग 3 पॉइंटर्स. मैं बस प्रीवियस और नेक्स्ट सोच रहा था, मैं करंट वाला मैं सोच ही नहीं रहा था. तो कोड करते टाइम मैं करंट लिखा नहीं, एंड दे वर लाइक ओके दिस इज नॉट वर्किंग, एंड आई एम लाइक यस दिस इज नॉट वर्किंग, एंड देन ओके क्या मिस्टेक. सो and I obviously got a bit panicked, but then I came back to the how I was explaining, and then they were like, okay, so this is how you're explaining, the explanation is correct, but you're not implementing it correctly. And then I realized, there should be another pointer. So I implemented that pointer, and then I wrote the code, and फिर वो बोले ठीक है इसको रन कराओ. तो फिर उसके लिए I made a node class. I did it in Java, so I made a node class. First time class 12 बाद पहली बार मैं खुद से linked list बनाया था. Okay, class 12 में सब करते थे. So
I didn't even did that. I was using Python, so okay.
So but yeah, it worked, and they had a few other questions. I've done projects on Node.js, so they asked me how Node.js is different from Java. So I was like, मेरे को ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं पता. मेरे को बस पता है कि Node.js has got interpreter, Java has got both compiler and interpreter.
So this was a very vague question for you. You could have explained a lot of things here. Like the Node.js working is very different from different languages, all other languages. So this was a very good, point for you, like which I saw. Means you could have stressed your interview.
You had the same question, I think.
No, I didn't. I was not so lucky.
I said no, but I did not know much. I still don't know much about Node.js. I just enjoy using it, but I don't know much about Node.js. So yeah, so I wasn't able to answer much from it, and I think why I got selected was because I had issues in my reversing a linked list question, but I solved the issues while explaining it to them how I'm doing it, and that is the reason why I got selected, because I was so thorough with my explanation and I was able to check my errors and rectify them at the moment.
That is actually they are looking for, no? Means how are we good at runtime? The people can be prepared from the so for me it was a very long interview, so it was kind of reaching 2 hours interview. So the first means when I enter the interview, my aim is to drag them for the my projects and all such things. So I ended my introduction with my project. So the next question was like, explain your favorite project in detail. So yeah, but I was astonished kind of a thing. They actually moved into my in detail. They went through my project, like the my your code project it was there. So they went into so much detail. I'd never expected somebody to go through the detail. So actually that much detail. So even they asked me what is jailing and all such things in Linux, what is chroot, why are you using them, all such things. So yeah, means like they went into a lot of detail. Then it took around 40 minutes in my project only. So I was like, now my interview will be over. So they were asking each other, do you have any other things to ask? And and the other one replied no. So I was like, yeah, my interview is over. My interview is finished. Then they were like, yeah, okay, we are done with your project. Now let's move to DBMS. So I was like, okay, okay. Then they went through my DBMS. They gave me some complex queries. The first query which I wrote was not so much optimized, so they again told me you can optimize it here, because I have mainly used NoSQL databases like MongoDB, Redis, and all such things. So like using SQL is bit like not for me.
It is.
Yeah, it is. So that's why it was a bit non-optimized. So they told me some, yeah, and then it was like, then they moved to like from there, from DBMS they moved to like the data structures and algorithms, like what data structure is used in like the like in DBMS, why it is used, and if I used to make a in a project I'm not allowed to use a database, then how I will do the operations and all such things. So like I told them that I will use a linear array instead of making a B plus trees, because the next person who will come to work in this project will have it a very tough time working with B plus trees. Or if I need to use B plus trees, then I will use a different module. I won't implement it there inside the project. Like so they asked me for the reasons. I gave them, like these are the pros and cons and all such things. Like we get proof of concept, there are further optimizations which can be done, and all such things I told them. So they were like pretty happy at this moment of my interview. Then they moved to hashing, they moved to like they asked me one coding question only, that was like I need to know like a number is a perfect square or not. That is a pretty easy question which I think, but they were yeah. So they were like so first thing which I told them, that I will go from 0 means 1 to that number, and I will check if it is a square. If it is a square, if that matches, then it is fine. So they were like, you can optimize it further. So I was like, yeah, I can implement binary search to do this. Then they were like, okay, can you improve it further? So I was like I can use mat.sqrt and like just float the value of mat.sqrt and then multiply it and check. It will be an O of 1 in a constant time. So he was like, no, mat.sqrt also takes some time in backend. So can you implement mat.sqrt? So I was like, no, mat.sqrt, we learned a method for mat.sqrt in 6-7, remember, to calculate. I didn't remember that. I didn't remember that method. So I was like, no sir, there is a method to do that which I don't know. I have no clue about that method. So he was like, okay, can you implement the brute force method? So he asked me to implement the brute force method. I did that. Then he was like, can you further optimize this brute force method only? So I wrote some conditional breaks, and if I square is greater than and then break from there, no need to traverse, like kind of a thing. So these all things were there. Then my DBA, then he started. Then the next question was, can you design design Flipkart? I was like, oh shit. Like this is a system design question, and I was like, I read about system design one day ago, but I was not so confident about system design. So I asked him, do you want a full system design or only the database part? So he was like, no, just tell me the objects. So I explained him the objects. So yeah, but one thing which I want to tell, like I opened Flipkart inside my interview, and like my screen was shared, but like the interviewer was okay with it. Like they were not aggressive kind of, they were very friendly. I'd like to say this, like in my ThoughtWorks interview, they were very friendly. So I opened Flipkart, I explained the things, and my interview actually ended with explaining a graphical stimulation of TCP versus UDP. I actually explained them node by node, like this is server, this is client, this is routes, these are the multiple routers, it is going like this in TCP UDP. Then the final question was before my interview ended, it was what are the real life implementation of TCP and UDP. Like I never imagined this question would have come. Like I learned of like prepared some examples for practical uses of data structures and algorithms, but TCP UDP practical use cases, like it was just out of my mind. But luckily I was able to say like all the API requests are in TCP, which I knew, and UDP, he asked me UDP. I was like, oh shit, I don't know. Then I thought logically, like, where can I implement UDP? Then I thought, yeah, we can implement it on videos. We can do on videos. They were like, yes, videos, we can do it, and all such things were there. And so this was my last technical question. So that was more or less about my interview. So yeah, that was the interview round. I had a very long
Yeah, you had a very
compared
long
to answer. Yeah, really. Okay, so the next thing which I'd like to move on is, Ansuman, what do you think? What is the importance of competitive programming, or like for the ThoughtWorks interviews? Like, do you think it was very important or intermediate?
Well, during the first two rounds, if you have some knowledge of competitive programming, it would have helped. Okay.
Yeah, some
because
knowledge, the basic knowledge is there, na? Like the advanced competitive programming, like the optimization and assistant. Like
no, I don't think that would have been required for ThoughtWorks, because I don't think there was any optimization required in the questions. There was some optimization required, but like one question I had
in the first two round they
yeah.
were like there was one question I first implemented it, and I was like it will be hard to do it. I will have to use KMP for that. I was like, remove KMP. I implemented it with regress equation in Python, and it was done. I was like, okay. Who will implement KMP? So yeah, that was but I think it was required, because the questions were kind of mediocre questions in the first two rounds, like the first HackerRank and HackerRank. You can say that. Yeah, HackerRank
like
rounds.
if you have 3 stars in code chef, you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what about projects? For me, it had a very great importance in my interview, because they were very happy to see my projects. Like it was kind of complex. So
before this interview, I had an interview in Infosys, and there I started with the projects, and my introduction always has mention of projects, and then he asked me to show what I have done. So then the entire interview was based on me showing him all the projects I did and all the code and raise up implementation and whatnot. All the implementation, he actually saw all the code I had written. Okay, not the
it was kind of same for me in ThoughtWorks. Like they went into detail. They went into my database structure, how it is managed, and everything. So yeah,
schema and all.
Everything.
They even saw my MongoDB Compass.
Exactly. Same here. They are like so many database.
But that was for Infosys. In ThoughtWorks, I actually tried to. They asked me a question on DBMS, and I tried to show them the schema, and they were like, "No, I don't want to see your project. Okay, just tell me what's happening." And in the end, I actually told them that I had so many things ready to show you, but you guys did not give me any chance. They're like, okay, no worries.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I will say that in the Java round, in the code pairing round, I keep calling Java round.
Guys, 1 second. There is a myth here. People say that in ThoughtWorks the code pairing round is all about Java. It is nothing like that. I did my code pairing round in Python and I cleared it.
Yes.
I seriously cleared it. So hurry, why are you guys not believing I cleared it, man? Yeah. So seriously, like there is nothing like we have to do it in Java, nothing else like that. I also had this myth, so don't believe in myths. Yeah, so
Okay,
you were telling something.
I was saying that because I had done a few projects, I was able to do the. I mean, it is a project-based scenario, right? It was some car
It
insurance
was a
system.
project-based scenario. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
So
code pairing round is not about, competitive coding and also it's about, a real life use case or real life, application. You are developing an application, so you need to, like develop it kind of a thing.
yeah, so if you have some projects that are similar to that, then it has really helped me because I had similar projects that I could think of how to implement this at a very fast time, because you have just 1.5 hours and you have to create all
Exactly.
the things. So
Yeah, so if you had a, before knowledge of managing schemas and backend now, so it will be pretty easy for you to, come up with the schemas and structures. So I guess that was pretty much about the ThoughtWork interview kind of a thing. Yeah. But I would say one thing, like they should, actually bring out the list of interviews at once, because for me it was very disheartening. After my interview, I didn't get reply for 2 days, and this guy sitting here was placed after 2-3 hours of his interview. Yeah.
yes.
अरे we forgot
अरे
the
तो
HR
मेरे
round.
साथ मेरे साथ क्या हुआ, तो रिमेम्बर द फर्स्ट आफ्टर द फर्स्ट राउंड कॉलेज में
Yeah, you
सबका
did.
नाम आ गया था एंड मेरा नाम नहीं था लिस्ट में.
That was your mistake, man. That was your mistake. You gave the wrong college name.
अरे तो वहां से क्यों ले रहा था? अच्छा ठीक है. आई एम नॉट सैड अबाउट इट एनीमोर.
Yeah. So coming to the HR round, so the HR round, which I think was, for me the HR round was, more about like more tough than the technical round, because it is very hard to convince the HR. For me the HR was very strict. Like he was like, means we can see the face now, like he was sitting there to reject me. He was very friendly, but he was sitting there to reject me. Yeah, so Ansuman, how was your HR round? Like,
my HR round was also short and nice. Okay, it was very short. It was like 30 minutes.
Mine was again large. Okay.
Okay, and I think I was asked 2 to 3 questions. What do you think about ThoughtWorks, and what is your relation with everyone in your family, and stuff like that. And I was asked about my views on LGBTQ community.
LGBT, they asked me.
Yeah, so I think that I knew about this, that a similar question will come, because I had seen I had heard from previous interviewees. Yes.
Interviewees.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so I was quite prepared, and whoever is going to give an interview, I will say that do check the About Us page on ThoughtWorks. I think in the email they also say that.
Yeah, the About Us page and the 3 social P's of ThoughtWorks. Yeah, just check out that. Like they actually, my interview started with, "Have you read those 2 pages?" And I was like, "Yes, I have read it." So what was inside it? So I was like, "I don't remember." My HR round was really started with that. So
what I'll say is, I saw a very nice line over there that what was it? And I forgot that line. Okay. But I did remember that line back then. It was something, intolerant towards intolerance. Okay, it said somewhere intolerant towards intolerance. And when she asked about my views on ThoughtWorks, I said I first said all the generic lines that you say, and then I did mention that this is something that I really like, this one line, and then I further tried to explain why I like this line. So that is something that you can do, which it was not something I had planned to do. It was something that I generally liked, and I brought that up, and I think that
Yeah, for me it was more like, a discussion. So he started from, like, why I am contributing to Stack Overflow, from where it started, why I started contributing to open source. He started with very technical things, and then he moved on to, like, where I am from, what is my how means what how many family members do I have in my family. Then all such things he went on through that, and then the last question he asked me was, if I had a whip to change anything in this world, like, what will I
Okay.
do? So yeah, so my answer was, I won't do anything, because what was my explanation was like, the way we, it doesn't matter how hard a problem is, or how tough it is, a problem which we are facing. When we face the problem now and we cross it, like, then we grow. That is the way we grow in life. So that is why, if I change something with a whip, I will actually, stop my growth. So I won't do that. And so that was the final question. And other than that, he also asked me about LGBT and all such things. He gave me some real life scenarios, and, some situations to tackle with, kind of a thing. That was pretty much about my HR round. So yeah, so this was more or less the interview for ThoughtWorks on campus, at least for our college. So this was all about it. So so Ansuman, do you want to say something for people who are preparing for ThoughtWorks right now?
Best of luck. I hope I see you there.
Yeah. Seriously, man. Best of luck, and, like, don't get panic. They are very friendly. Like, I would say, like,
Yes.
from the, code pairing round to HR round, everybody was very friendly. They were there to listen you, and that is a very important thing. I have faced some interviews where they are not even there to listen you. They're like, you are saying, they won't even pay attention, and here they were, giving, like, they were ready to listen, and that is the most important. You will be listened. Whatever you say now, you will be listened and marked on that. So don't panic, and ho jayega, sab ho jayega. So yeah, so thank you guys. So, and if you like the video and did you gain any insights, so do smash the subscribe button, like, comment, share. और कुछ बोलता है क्या? I don't remember. कुछ भी बस फैला देना वीडियो, थोड़ा व्यूज दे तो. Anyways, guys, we are doing this for fun, and, to if somebody is really, want to get some sites, then they can get it. Other than that, it's fine. Like, enjoy your life, man. It doesn't matter whichever company you get to. Like, life goes on, man. That is the best part. Okay, so tada, tada, soon. Bye bye.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.